Hey guys, Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Was an Assassin? This is part 3. In the last parts, Izuku began making truly a name for himself as an assassin and began training his butt off, and also is planning on fighting against Stain right now. So, with that said, let's get into this. As Izuku rushes straight at Stain, Stain draws his sword and blocks Izuku's knives. Soon after, as he's in the air, he soon jumps on Stain's shoulders and slices his back. As Stain feels the pain, he soon tries to slash at Izuku as he blocks the slash and soon slides behind him as he says, "Ooh, first strike. Not your best day, is it, Stain?" As he says, "Are you trying to toy with me, boy?" As Izuku's saying, "Just make this more fun, and then I'll find out." Izuku rushes at Stain once more, as both of them clash with Izuku's knives and Stain's sword. Steel hitting steel. As Izuku tries to slice Stain's legs, Stain jumps and aims for Izuku's head. Izuku dodges and soon low sweeps Stain's leg and tries to stab him right in the chest. Stain dodges, and throws one of his knives right at Izuku, and Izuku hits these knives, but Stain rushes at him. As Izuku doesn't have time, he throws his knife while Stain dodges it, and Izuku shoots him with his pistol. As Stain says, "You have a gun too? I thought you were just using blades." As Izuku says, "Nah. If I get in a hurry spot, I enjoy knives just to get a measure of my opponents up close and personal. But a gun is just to finish them off and have fun if things get too hairy." As Stain says, "So you enjoy fighting up close and personal, but if things seem out of your way, then you just decide to kill him outright. Am I really that boring for you?" As Izuku says, "Not really. This is the most fun I've had since I've trained with my friends. Come on, Stain. Now that they heard those gunshots, you think you want to take this somewhere else to have a little fun?" As he realized multiple heroes might have heard those gunshots, or certain civilians might have called. Soon after, both Izuku and Stain are now on a rooftop, as they see the heroes trying to find out where Izuku and Stain went, as they only see the corpse of one of the fallen heroes he's killed. As Stain says, "You let me live. I thought your job was for me to kill you." As Izuku says, "I'm an assassin. The heroes may have hired me, but they won't admit outright to the public that they hired an assassin to kill you. They'll try and kill me. They'll try and take me in as well, just so they can get more glory in the process." As Stain says, "You're a smart kid. Even though you took the job, you're pretty sharp. Most assassins don't see that." As Izuku says, "I had to learn this from my master. My master taught me everything I know." And seeing both the light and darkness of hero society and being in the shadows of the criminal underworld, you learn a thing or two after all. After that, Stain says, "I like you, kid. What's your name?" Izuku removes his rebreather mask and says, "Well, everyone in the public calls me the Reaper, but my real name is Izuku Midoriya. Pleasure." As Stain says, "Well, nice to meet you, Midoriya. The public may call me the hero killer Stain, but my real name is Chizure Akigoro. It's a pleasure to meet you, Midoriya." And as the two shook hands and says, "Hey, if you want more, I don't kill certain heroes indiscriminately. Even the heroes that are in for fame or fortune, they still have some morals and don't deal with dirty work. I only kill the ones that deserve to die. Certain ones who are willing to destroy their fellow heroes and even put innocent people in danger to get farther in life, in this corrupt hero society. As Stain says, I see. If you have any information on these so-called heroes, I'd love to know. Hit me up. As Stain gives Izuku his number and says, hit me up if you ever feel like talking. As Izuku says, you got it. Catch you later. The two make their separate ways, and soon after, Izuku makes it back to his hotel room and begins resting as he checks the news and soon sees that the hero killer strikes again. The heroes were unable to stop Stain and from killing another hero, as the so-called hero's name shown on the screen. As again, I don't really care. They're just low-ranking heroes that don't really matter to the story, so don't worry about it, guys. At any rate, Izuku is soon getting a message from the so-called heroes who wanted his help to killing Stain, saying that he will not be paid for not doing anything and for not stopping Stain from killing somebody in the process. As Izuku gave out his message saying, it doesn't matter, I didn't kill Stain because he got away. He's more slippery than you think. If you want my help again, you better raise up the price. And I better be paid in advance before I take this job again, because I'm not risking my life for false heroes. As he sends his message and soon takes a little break. More months go by, and now we're in the current timeline where Izuku would have gone to UA. However, Izuku hasn't, and is more focused on trying to make a name for himself as the Reaper, while also keeping in touch with Stain, giving him information on certain heroes around the Tokyo City area, that truly do deserve his attention, besides just searching towards just heroes who are only in it for fame and fortune. Focus on the heroes who truly have dirty blood on their hands. Soon after, Izuku began seeing about Endeavor, the number 2 hero, as everyone see him as a hard-working and powerful hero. Izuku saw in his eyes pure and unadulterated hatred. This hatred got his curiosity and begins looking into Endeavor. He begins asking one of his informants from the shadows, as the informant gives Izuku information on Endeavor's family, on not just his life, his past and how he became a hero, but also about his family too, and a certain boy that goes by the name Shoto Todoroki, as Izuku takes an interest into his son. But he realized that there's not really much information about Shoto, as the informant tells him that the young Todoroki doesn't really have many friends or doesn't have much of a social life. We don't even know what happened between. All we know is that his mother, Rei Todoroki, Endeavor's wife, was put into a mental hospital, but no one knows the reason why. Other than that, the other kids are open book. Natsu Todoroki is basically a college student alongside their other older sister, Fuyumi Todoroki, as he doesn't really care too much about them, knowing that they weren't really much useful. It's Shoto that he wants to know. So, he begins taking a liking to him by looking around and saying, as he meets him at his place, and began seeing his day-to-day schedule. Day by day, he began trying to talk to Shoto, as Shoto does ignore him from time to time. But once the day after today, it's the same old, same old. Soon after, Shoto soon asked, "Why do you keep on asking me, talking to me? Who the hell are you?" As Izuku says, "Got him." As Izuku introduces himself as, "My name's Izuku Midoriya. I'm just your typical high school student that wants to know more about the heir to the endeavor, Shoto Todoroki." As he's saying, "There's nothing to know." As Izuku says, I don't believe that. Who would think that the son of the number 2 hero going to UA and making a name for himself wouldn't be such a good thing? I mean, I may not be going to UA, but I think it's all good still knowing about you. Mostly from my school paper. Some people are fans of Endeavor. As Shoto saying, "The man's a bastard. That's all you need to know." As Izuku saying, "Interesting. What do you mean by that? What's going on? Care to talk?" As Shoto saying, "Leave me the hell alone. Now." As Izuku sees the hatred in his eyes and begins being more and more curious, thinking, just talking about it, having somebody to lean on, it's kind of good. It is pretty good, As Shoto saying, "Just drop it." After that, Izuku tries again and again. Shoto does talk to him from time to time, but more in the ways of just wanting to be left alone and doesn't want to talk to Izuku. But over time, he begins taking a liking to Izuku, being persistent, trying his best to get to know Shoto, but not. As Izuku says, "To be honest, I didn't really come here for Endeavor. Pretty much hate the guy with a passion. To be honest, I want to know more about you, Shoto Todoroki. I heard that you don't really have many friends when you were growing up. Sometimes I was the same way, so I felt like the two of us could get to know each other a little bit." After that, Shoto began asking, Who really are you, Midoriya? And why are you so interested in me?" As Izuku saying, "I just want to know, who is Shoto Todoroki? And why somebody with the most powerful quirk in the world would never want to be friends with anybody?" As Shoto says, "Look, I'm going to be late for school. You don't mind can I tell you over the phone instead?" As Izuku says, "Of course. Here's my contact information." As Izuku gives him his number, and Shoto leaves. As Izuku says, that's another step to getting to know who Endeavor truly is. As the day goes by, Izuku gets a message from Shoto, as the message saying, "Midoriya, is this truly your number? Have you got my message?" As Izuku gets his message and says, "Yep. So, if you feel like you have anything you want to get off your back about your family or your father, then go ahead. I'm all ears, willing to listen." Soon after, Shoto soon messaged Izuku about almost everything that he's gone through. About the horrible training that he had to go through when he was only 5 by his father. That his mother basically went insane dealing with his father, and how she basically lost it and bore hot water on his face, basically giving him his signature scar. After that, Izuku was shocked for words, hearing this over and over again. He's seen horrible things that heroes have done that's only to other heroes, but to their own families, he's never gone that. He's never heard that or even seen that in his profiles. As Izuku begins thinking, Endeavor needs to die. He is the very definition of a twisted hero that must end. After that, Shoto also sent him a message about the reason why he was born. He was born to take down All Might in his father's place. After that, Izuku realized this is the perfect chance to bring Endeavor down a size. After that, with that said, Izuku basically told Shoto to have a good night and take care. And Shoto messaged him the same thing, with Izuku now resting in peace. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, please like and subscribe, which helps out my channel a lot. At any rate, this is Mooky, signing out. Later.